Hello and welcome back to Nightfall, the AI written and voice acted crossover fanfiction. I'm Neferotoson, and in the previous chapter we followed Mordecai and Twilight as they were split up, seemingly by the Nightmare Realm. Mordecai joined up with Pearl and later Morrigan, and Morrigan eventually ended up splitting off from the group, being chased by Scooby, and she eventually found Twilight through shenanigans. Now we'll rejoin the group as they are all reunited. Let's get into it. Morrigan found her way back to Mordecai and Pearl, with Twilight following close behind. Mordecai was relieved to see Twilight was safe.
The Grand Alliance is searching for a way to destroy the Nightmare Realm and the Nightmare King's influence over the Nightmare Court.
Pearl told them.
We need to work together.
Can you just end the Nightmare Court?
Mordecai asked.
That is not a simple matter.
Pearl replied.
There are a lot of powerful beings who are dedicated to defending the Nightmare Realm. The Nightmare Court can only be ended by the destruction of the Nightmare Tyrant. We're going to have to work together to achieve that.
The Nightmare Court is a dark reflection of the Grand Alliance.
Twilight explained.
But with the Nightmare King's mortal body destroyed, their influence is waning. This will be our best shot at defeating them once and for all.
We will face great odds in order to achieve this.
Pearl warned.
Our quest will be dangerous.
I'm up for the challenge.
Mordecai said.
Me too.
Said Twilight.
Let's do it,
said Morrigan. Twilight had been worried about her friends, and that they might be in danger. She was relieved to hear they were all in.
Right on top.
Said a voice in the shadows. Twilight turned to see a large dog lurking in the corner.
Who are you?
That's the Great Dane.
Morrigan said.
His name is Scooby.
Scooby growled.
Oh, is that your dog?
Yes!
Said Morrigan, petting him.
He's a nice dog.
Said Twilight.
I want the rock.
Scooby said, shaking his head.
I'm Reggie Rock.
Twilight cocked her head to the side.
Shaggy. I know that name.
Oh, no, then.
Yes, I do. I'm a nightmare. I was once.
Scooby whimpered.
Toronto.
Why?
Because I'm a Dane.
Twilight smiled.
I could never resist a Dane. Come on, let's go meet our new friends.
Twilight led Scooby, Pearl, Mordecai, and Morrigan out of the rundown shack and back into the open space of the Nightmare Realm. It was just as she remembered it, from her days as Nightmare Moon. However, she could feel the growing influence of the Nightmare Tyrant in the air. The Nightmare Tyrant was in a nearby tower, sending his dread influence out to every corner of the realm. A cloaked figure stepped forth from the shadows. It was Blitz. He was dressed in black, with a cloak tied close around his face. His dark skin gave him a perpetually somber look. He spoke in a low voice.
We meet again, Twilight.
He said.
Yeah, I know. You're the leader of the Nightmare Court?
The one and only!
Said Blitz.
Are the others dead?
Asked Twilight.
Each and every one of them, but there's more to come.
Said Blitz.
Is there any hope?
Asked Morrigan.
There always is.
Said Blitz.
Our master is gathering the forces of other realms to help us.
What's the big plan?
Pearl asked.
Why don't we discuss it when we get to the Nightmare Palace?
Blitz replied.
So, Twilight, it's been a while since last we met. How have you been keeping?
Said Twilight.
You!
Never better.
Said Blitz.
So, what do you say? Will you help us?
Twilight considered the question.
What exactly is it you plan to do?
She asked as they walked.
I won't agree to something I don't know the plan for.
Rise up, take Castle Oblivion, and kill the ruler of the Nightmare Tyrant.
Said Blitz.
You want in?
Castle Oblivion was a large, castle-shaped mountain. It stood within an enormous circle of mountains, and the Nightmare Tyrant ruled from it.
Oh, I can't do that. I'm just a mortal girl.
Said Twilight.
We all have to die someday.
Said Blitz.
You can be immortal until that day.
Twilight stopped in her tracks.
What are you talking about? I'm not dying.
Yes, you are, and not just dying either. You will become Nightmare Moon.
Twilight's jaw dropped. She looked at her friends for support, but they stared off into the distance.
We can't do that.
She said, turning away from the others.
It's wrong.
Wrong?
Asked Blitz.
Is it wrong that the Nightmare Tyrant rules, that the Nightmare Realm prospers, that the Nightmare King and Queen procreate with the help of their servants?
That's not.
Said Twilight before stopping.
You're right. It is wrong.
Good, that's settled then.
Said Blitz, clapping his hands together. Morrigan sighed.
It's not settled yet.
She said.
You're not even listening.
I'm not going to become Nightmare Moon.
Shouted Twilight.
You're going to have to kill me first.
It's not as if we have a choice.
Said Blitz.
I would be perfectly happy to kill you.
You don't have to kill her. No, she won't be one of them. She can simply turn into Nightmare Tyrant.
All I don't know about that.
Said Blitz.
Sometimes one has to fight fire with fire. As they say, if she is the fire, she'll become the Nightmare Tyrant.
Morrigan shook her head.
Nope, she'll become Nightmare Moon.
Twilight sighed.
I'm not becoming any sort of nightmare anything.
She said.
Yes, you are.
Said Blitz.
No, I'm not.
She said.
Well, you will still become one of his nightmares, nevertheless.
No, I won't.
Well, yes, you will.
I won't.
Twilight, you're starting to not sound like yourself.
Said Pearl.
Kill her!
Said Morrigan.
No, wait.
Said Twilight. She looked at Pearl.
I don't want to become Nightmare Moon. I don't want to become anything. I just want to go home.
I don't think you get a choice in the matter.
Mordecai,
Twilight said, looking to her boyfriend with tears in her eyes.
will you help me, please?
The Blue Jay nodded,
I'd be happy to, sweetie.
Thanks.
said Twilight. She turned to her friends and said,
You guys, you don't have to stay if you don't want to. Go ahead and leave me to my fate.
the party left her,
Well, I think that went well.
said Pearl,
Not near as well as I'd hoped.
said Morrigan,
Right, or we don't know.
The Nightmare Tyrant is the source of the Nightmare Realm.
said Pearl.
We'll have to go to him to get rid of the Twilighter.
But don't you think he'll kill her?
Asked Morrigan.
Maybe, but we can't kill her. She'll become a Nightmare Moon. That's worse than being a Nightmare King.
Ponyville was destroyed by the Nightmare King,
We better get going. I'm pretty sure he's still in the Nightmare Realm.
Where do we go?
asked Morrigan.
I know the very place.
Twilight said, shooting Mordecai a wink. The Nightmare Realm. The Nightmare Realm was once a beautiful land filled with light. Now, it was a twisted place of nightmares where the Nightmare Tyrant ruled. The Nightmare Tyrant was an undead warrior covered in rotting wounds. He had a long sword that had killed many a man. Now, he ruled over an army of undead horrors that plagued the Nightmare Realm,
Hello,
said the Nightmare Tyrant. He stood upon a pile of skulls in the middle of the chamber.
I'm the Nightmare Tyrant. What do you seek?
We are looking for the freedom of the Nightmare Court that you cannot give us.
Then you must take it from me.
How?
Kill me and you will get your freedom.
And if we don't?
Asked Morrigan.
Then you will become slaves of the Nightmare Tyrant.
We need to kill you because you're the Nightmare Tyrant.
Asked Mordecai, confusion ringing in his voice.
No, you should not kill me. If you do, you will gain the Nightmare Tyrant's favor. Unless you want to become his slaves as well.
What do we have to lose?
Asked Pearl.
Your lives.
I'm not going to let myself become a slave.
Said Morrigan.
I'm going to kill you.
You're both fools.
We'll see.
Morrigan unsheathed her sword and attacked. The Nightmare Tyrant blocked her attack. He threw her to the side to concentrate on Pearl.
I must admit, I'm more than a little disappointed in you. Pearl,
Why?
you could have killed me years ago. You had a chance. You're slacking off.
I'm doing the best I can.
Is this your best?
Morrigan, put away your sword.
I won't.
You will not kill me, sister. I'm the Nightmare Tyrant.
I won't let you live.
Morrigan, stop.
Don't you dare tell me what to do, Pearl.
Put away your sword or you'll lose your chance at freedom.
I won't lose my chance at freedom if you dare. I will kill you.
Then kill me if that is what you are here for.
Fine!
Morrigan slashed at the Nightmare Tyrant, but he ducked under her attack. He kicked her to the side and then smacked her head against the stone floor, knocking her out.
Serves you right.
Morrigan, please, come back. I need you.
I need you to appear, but I'm not going to be your puppet anymore.
No, not again.
The Nightmare Tyrant disappeared into the Nightmare Realm,
I can't believe he fooled her like that.
said Pearl.
We're going to miss out on killing the Dark Princess because of him.
Let's go. He wanted to kill us. He can't be reasoned with.
Said Twilight.
Where are we going?
Asked Mordecai.
To the Grand Orleans.
I thought you said we were going to kill the Dark Princess.
We will after we kill the Nightmare Tyrant.
You're just going to leave him?
Asked Mordecai.
You don't plan on killing him.
Of course not. We'll lure him into our turretery and kill him. When the Nightmare Tyrant dies, the Nightmare Realm will fall. The Nightmare Court will be dissolved. All the slaves will be free. We'll have our revenge and the Nightmare Tyrant won't be the one to stop us.
He'll stop you.
Don't be a fool, Mordecai. He's weaker now, and we've gained strength. We'll defeat him in battle.
I don't think you can. He's the leader of all the slave monsters. He's too strong.
Mordecai, he isn't strong. He's a coward.
Is that so?
Yes.
Well, we'll see about that.
And that's where we're going to end things off for now. We finally got to meet the Nightmare Tyrant, and I hope you all will enjoy seeing more of him in later chapters as he's going to be our next big antagonist. As for the immediate future, we'll be jumping over to Rainbow Dash and Verity in the next chapter and seeing what sort of shenanigans those two are getting up to. And if you haven't seen the previous episode, here's a little clip.
We need to get through the wall.
Let's wait here for a while.
Okay,
They sit down on the ground. They wait for a while. Nothing happens.
let's get through the wall.
Morrigan says, they walk up to the wall.
What's the plan?
The same as last time.
What's that?
We jump!
Oh, no.
Morrigan takes the last tinder from her bag and sets it alight. She throws it at the wall. As soon as the flimsy wood catches fire, she, Morrigan, and Pearl throw themselves at the flame. The fire is hot, it burns their eyes, and it hurts their skin. It's not enough to burn them, but it's enough to stop them from jumping. They slide down the wall and land on the ground.
We need to keep going.
Morrigan says,
I can't.